After 60, your body does start working against you, just not the way you were told. Most people think it means a longer list, more bottles, the 60-plus shelf. It is a shorter list, a handful your body runs on: bone, blood, nerve, memory. The rest, it is not asking for. I went through the 10 sold hardest to people your age, one at a time. Which ones your body actually needs, and the 4 you can put back today. Go and look in your cupboard when this finishes. Nobody has ever looked at everything in there at once and told you what it does. That is the whole job of the next quarter of an hour. I'm Alan Reed. I don't sell supplements, and I never will. I read the studies so you don't have to, and I tell you what they actually found, including when the answer is nothing. And before anything else, I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice. It's what the research says. What you do with it is between you and your pharmacist. Every bottle here gets the same 3 questions. 1. Does your body actually need it? 8 of these 10, it does. 2, it does not. 2, how much? I will give you the amount the studies used. 3, does it still get in? That is the question that changes after 60. Almost nobody asks it. By the end, only 2 will have earned a straight yes. Start with the one everybody agrees on. Vitamin D is what lets your body use calcium at all. Without it, most of the calcium you eat goes to waste. This is one your body genuinely runs on. And it is the only one on this list your own body used to make for you. Aging skin makes less of it from sunlight, so the supply that was never on your plate quietly shrinks. The studies use 600 units a day from 51, going up to 800 at 71. The safe ceiling is 4,000. Now the part nobody quotes. The largest trial ever run on it. 25,871 people. 2,000 units a day. 5 years. No reduction in fractures. None. And not in the people who started low either. They checked. Does it get in? It is fat soluble. It needs a meal with some fat in it. On an empty stomach with a black coffee, less lands. D3, not D2. Some people should ask before they start. If you have an overactive parathyroid, a history of kidney stones, or you take a water tablet, check first. Too much of this raises the calcium in your blood. Situational. It fixes a shortage reliably. It does not buy protection. You were sold those as the same product, and they are not. This is the one I made the video for. B12 keeps your nerves working and your blood healthy. Run low and you get tired in a way sleep does not fix. Your hands and feet tingle. Your memory slips. Most people put all 3 down to getting older. Does your body need it? Yes, and badly. How much? 2.4 micrograms a day. That has not changed since you were 30. Does it get in? This is where it all goes wrong. The B12 in a piece of meat is stuck to it. It does not float about loose. Your stomach acid is what unsticks it. After 60, a lot of people make less stomach acid. Some make much less. That happens to about 1 person in 12 over 65. So the B12 goes in with your dinner, and it comes back out again, still stuck to the meat. The B12 in a tablet was never stuck to anything. It does not need the acid at all. That first step is already done for it. That is the one time in this whole video where the tablet beats the dinner. It is also why the label says a far bigger number than 2.4. Your body takes up only a small share of a tablet, so the tablet is built to overshoot. Now the catch. Two very common tablets make this worse. Metformin for diabetes, and the heartburn tablets, omeprazole and the rest. Both lower your B12. That is not a reason to stop taking them. It is a reason to get your B12 measured. Below 200 is usually called low. Almost nobody gets tested. One last thing, and I will be straight about the evidence. Tablets seem to work about as well as injections. That research is low quality. Hold it loosely. But the tablet is not the poor relation, and it costs pennies. Worth it. The first of the two, calcium, is about your bones. What that really means is not breaking a hip. Your body genuinely needs this one, and nobody argues about that. The figure is 1,000 milligrams a day for men and 1,200 for women. And the safe ceiling came down at 51 to 2,000. Requirement up, ceiling down. A narrower target than at any age before it. Before you buy anything, count what you already eat. A tub of plain low-fat yogurt, 415. A glass of fortified orange juice, 349. A tin of sardines, bones in, 325. A glass of milk, 299. That is 1,388 milligrams. That is the whole day before a single tablet. Does it get in? Here, the form matters, and nobody tells you. Carbonate needs stomach acid. Citrate does not. If you take something for reflux, the cheaper carbonate bottle is the one working against you. And absorption depends on how much arrives at once. Split it. Now, calcium blocks iron, zinc, thyroid tablets, and several antibiotics, so keep those hours apart. And if you have had kidney stones or high blood calcium, ask first. And there is an argument about the tablet itself that you should hear. One analysis of the blind trials put the heart risk from supplemental calcium about 15% higher in healthy women past menopause. Two large bodies looked at overlapping data and concluded no such link. Serious people are on both sides, and I am not going to pretend that is settled. What both sides agree on is that it attaches to the tablet, the big, fast dose, and not to the food, which is the same answer arriving from a different direction. Situational and food first. Most people are closer than they think. Your body uses magnesium in hundreds of places: muscle, nerve, blood pressure, sleep, which is not the same as saying a tablet fixes any of them. The evidence for that is weak, and I want that said out loud before anything else. What is solid is the shortfall. This is the one most people really are short of. 48 in every 100 take in less than they need, and men over 71 come off worst of anyone. Your body needs 420 milligrams a day if you are a man, 320 if you are a woman. Now read this next number twice. Your requirement, 420. The ceiling on supplements, 350. You cannot reach your requirement from tablets alone. That is not a mistake. The ceiling applies only to supplements. A large dose at once overwhelms the gut. Magnesium from food has no limit. Healthy kidneys pass the extra. So the tablet was never the whole answer. Pumpkin seeds, almonds, spinach, black beans. Does it get in? Oxide is cheapest and worst absorbed. It mostly works as a laxative. Citrate and glycinate absorb better. Glycinate is gentlest. It also blocks the osteoporosis tablets and some antibiotics, so keep those hours apart. Water tablets and heartburn tablets both drain it. And if your kidneys are not working properly, do not take it at all. Situational. This is the one that keeps you on your own stairs, carrying your own shopping. Required nutrient, and the only thing on this entire list where the number goes up. The official figure is not 0.8 grams per kilo of body weight. The research supports 1 to 1.2 for older adults. For a 70-kilo man, that is 70 to 84 grams a day, against an official 56. Does it get in? Yes, but older muscle uses it less well than it used to. The same dinner builds less at 70 than at 30. That is exactly why the number went up. The input has to rise just to stand still. Spread it across the day rather than all at dinner. There is one exception, and it matters. If you have kidney disease, this needs individual advice, not a video. And it does nothing on its own. Every recommendation that raises this number pairs it with resistance exercise. Worth it. That is the second one, and there are no more. The first of the three your body does not need. Your body does not need this one. It makes its own. There is no daily figure and no such thing as running short. So it has to earn its place on results alone, and it very nearly does. 22 trials, 721 people, average age 57 to 70, lifting weights 2 or 3 days a week. The creatine groups gained 1.37 kilos more lean tissue than placebo and measurably more strength. 3 to 5 grams a day monohydrate. Does it get in? Yes, easily. One of the few here with no absorption problem at all. The catch, and it decides the verdict. Every one of those trials paired it with resistance training. It lets you train harder. It builds nothing on its own. No weights, no kilo and a third. Kidney disease, clearance first. And it raises creatinine, a marker on a kidney blood test. Tell whoever reads your bloods, or the result worries them for no reason. Situational. And the situation is that you are lifting something. One of the most bought supplements there is, and it sells hardest to your age group. Optional addition. The food advice is 2 servings of oily fish a week, and there is no daily requirement for a capsule. Does it get in? Yes. Getting in was never the problem with this one. What it does once it is in, that is the problem. 7 trials, 81,210 people, average age 65, followed nearly 5 years. Fish oil supplements raise the risk of atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat, which is itself a stroke risk factor. A quarter higher overall, half again as high above 1 gram a day. The risk climbs with every extra gram. Be careful what you take from that. Eating fish is not what those trials tested, and is not implicated. Prescription omega-3 for very high triglycerides is a real medical decision your doctor makes with you. What I am describing is the multi-gram tub bought off a shelf for vague heart health, where a measured harm meets an unproven benefit. Skip above 1 gram. Iron carries oxygen round your body, so you do need it. Most people buy it for tiredness, without ever asking whether they are short. And here it goes the other way. Your requirement went down. 8 milligrams. For women, it more than halved at 51, from 18. It is the only thing on this list that falls. Does it get in? Acid reducers cut absorption. But here is what matters more. Your body has no route to get rid of the extra once it is in. Iron also blocks levodopa and thyroid tablets. And here is the serious one. If you have gone short of iron after 60, that is a symptom somebody needs to look into, including a look at your bowel. It is not a gap to top up. That is not a supplement question. That is a conversation to have this month. Skip, unless a blood test says otherwise. Here I need to be precise because the usual advice is sloppy. Vitamin E is a required nutrient. Your body does need it. Ordinary food supplies it, and genuine shortage is rare. So your body needs the nutrient. It does not need the bottle. Almost nobody separates those two sentences. Does it get in? It already has. You have been getting it from your food for years. The U.S. task force recommends against the supplement, grade D. That means they judged the harms to outweigh the benefits. In the trials, it did nothing for heart attack, stroke, or cardiovascular death. And it was linked to more bleeding strokes. It thins your blood. On warfarin or an antiplatelet, that stacks. Skip the supplement. Last one, and this is the one almost nobody buys on purpose. B6 hides inside energy blends, nerve support formulas, and B complexes. Same distinction as the last one. Required nutrient at ordinary amounts, dangerous at large ones. Does it get in? Far too well. That is the whole trouble with the large doses. The ceiling is 100 milligrams a day. 1 to 6 grams a day for a year or more causes severe progressive nerve damage with loss of coordination. That is the clearest case on this whole channel of a vitamin doing real harm to real people. And here is what to do about it tonight. Go and read the back of your B complex. Plenty of them go over that ceiling without saying so anywhere on the front. Skip at high dose. Before the verdicts, the ones people ask me about that did not make the list. Collagen. Sold hardest to your age group, supported least. It is digested into ordinary amino acids like any other protein. That it travels back to your knees is not established. High-dose vitamin A. Moderate doses may reduce bone density, the opposite of the reason it sits in a bone formula. Beta-carotene. Raises lung cancer incidence in smokers. Eat the carrot, skip the capsule. And the senior mega formulas. Those two I just named are exactly what gets packed into them at large doses. If a multivitamin is the one thing you keep an ordinary one. Selenium. No demonstrated effect. 2 Brazil nuts is a day's worth. And one thing to carry out of here for good. The regulator does not decide whether any of these work before they are sold. A seal from USP, NSF, or Consumer Lab confirms the bottle contains what the label says. It does not promise it helps. Before the verdicts, one piece of business, and it is mine. There is a video on this channel about fish oil, July 2024. It is still up. It runs through the benefits, and it never once mentions atrial fibrillation, because I had not read that trial yet. Nobody complained. Nobody caught it. I found it going back through my own catalog for this video, which is a worse way to find out, and the only way it was going to happen. If you watched that one and started taking fish oil, that is on me. And the number you needed is the one I just gave you. Above a gram a day, half again the risk. It is being fixed in 4 places. A pinned comment on that video. A line in its description. The corrections log. And here, out loud, where you can actually hear it. So, 10 bottles. 2 earn a straight yes. B, 12, because your body needs it and can no longer get it from dinner. And protein, because it is the only number here that went up. 4 depend on you, on your bloods, your prescriptions, and whether you are lifting anything. 4 you can put back today. Now the useful part. A pharmacist will check your whole list in 5 minutes for free. And almost nobody asks them to. It is in the description, in the order to read it out. Take it with you. And remember, no documented interaction is not proof of no interaction. If you remember one thing, remember this. After 60, the question stopped being what to take. It became what your body still needs and what still gets in? Almost nobody answers the second one because there is no money in a shorter list. Every number here holds until 70. At 70, exactly 2 of them move. And the most effective thing in that video is not a supplement at all. It is on screen now. That's what the research says. What you do with it is between you and your pharmacist. I'll see you Saturday.